Hello, America. Welcome to Culture Club USA. I'm Debrava. And today's riddle is, we colonize the moon as Mars appears inhabitable. The NBA welcomes all. But is a midget truly applicable? Society bends culture, but the commandments of nature remain true. No matter how hard humans nurture, reality won't be subdued. Okay, in today's episode, we'll dive into a video where commentator Tim Pool dives into the inconvenient truth that the natural laws of attraction will always win in court. But I'll let you be the judge. Get it? Court judge. Okay, let's dive in.
It's a video going viral of a larger woman who is upset that her date ended abruptly. And there's a big debate over whether or not she is in the right or wrong. Apparently, as the story goes, she is a larger woman who was on a date with a guy, and she showed up. He looked at her and said, you know what? I'm not feeling it. I apologize. Bye. I'll play the clip for you. And now people are saying it was mean. He must have had ice in his veins. But it sounds like an actually nice story. The issue, of course, is that this woman is morbidly obese. I am not saying that to be disrespectful, but she is. Now, more to the point, this gets to a thread I saw.
Now, is he going to read an Ozempic ad in a second? Hi, I'm Tim Pool. Now, if you're a little overweight and you're like, this is interesting because I watch Tim Pool, right? But I rarely see him do stuff like this. I watch more of his political segments. All right, let's see where this goes.
I saw from Zuby, where he mentions both men and women are more honest towards men than they are towards women. It's harder to live in long-term delusion as a man because other men and women give you harsh, rapid feedback. Nobody cares to coddle you. Short-term, it hurts. Long-term, it's an advantage. He says this is why body positivity and fat acceptance are female domains, not male ones. You cannot convince an obese man that he's beautiful or gorgeous or perfect just how he is. We don't get positive validation for mediocrity or failure.
But actually, hold on, because he's saying that, men, there's no body positivity in men, but it doesn't matter with men. There really is no real standards with men, except when you're dealing with delusional woke women. Okay, total idiots, modern women. Okay, I want abs. No, because men, their looks don't really matter. Okay, they really don't. That's not their purpose. Their purpose is to take care, protect, okay, provide. Get it? Different roles.
Validation for mediocrity or failure. It's also why self-improvement content for women is usually focused on affirmation and validation. You are enough. You're a goddess. Whereas male self-improvement is direct and harsh. You are not meeting the standard. You need to do better. It is all
no, but hold on. Male self-improvement is you don't have enough money. You're not working hard enough. Okay, it's never like you don't look good, bro. Get to the. It's never really that. That's not how it works in life. Okay, it's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying?
It has all sorts of repercussions and societal implications. I can't write a whole essay right now, but it's an interesting topic to me because I'm seeing how it plays out over time, and it's resulting in a lot of pain, confusion, and disappointment. This is why you hear the phrase man up for men and women on all sides, yet woman up is not in our vocabulary. It's why when you hear the word loser, you think of a man, even though many women are losers too, just thinking out loud. Now, there are responses that Zuby has made, which I'll jump back to. But let's start with this story of the large woman and her shortest date ever.
On just for this date, so it better go well. And I'm not posting this, probably, if it doesn't. It did not go well. Truthfully, it lasted less than 2 minutes. I walked up, he gave me a hug and said, "Are you hungry? Let's go inside." We went inside. He said, "Actually, can you step outside for a minute?" I stepped back outside, and he said, "I'm not trying to offend you, but I'm just not feeling it." So I walked to my car, came back home.
And that's it.
Dating when you're fat sucks.
Then lose weight. I mean, if you're going to complain about it, why are you overweight? See, look. There's more to this story, okay? She didn't, look at her right here. She doesn't really look that overweight. I mean, you could tell she's a little bit, you know, she's not a skinny rail, but everybody has different body types. You understand? She's actually very pretty. Now, how did she present herself? Because clearly they met online, right? You can't present yourself with a filter and then show up as something else, okay? There's a lot of men that actually, not a lot, I mean, who knows? I mean, there are men that like women that are larger, okay? But you can't pretend to be something you're not and then expect to be treated a certain way when you show up as something else, okay? It's not how life works. Actually, I think that I have a lot of respect for the guy. Whoever this was that went on this date with her, I respect him. You know why? He didn't waste her time. He told her the truth. He seemed to be nice about it. And, you know, this just isn't for me. But, you know, I appreciate you coming. Don't waste my time. Yeah. See, you actually wasted his time because you pretended to be something you weren't.
Oh, ma'am. I'm sorry. I need to call her out a little bit. Some people have pointed out that she made it very clear. This 9mm SMG on X says she explicitly stated several times that she was a large woman. She did not hide this fact. Some people thought she was catfishing. But we've got this, and it's her crying about what went down, replying, saying, I like my hair. I'm not going to dye it. She has gray hair. I like my brows. I'm going to keep wearing it. And she says, someone responded, it was actually mature of him. Why fake it then ghost her later? Only confusing to me is, did he not see pictures of you before the date?
Okay, I just said that. Okay, I respect the guy for actually telling her, all right? First of all, being large doesn't mean anything, okay? You can't just say, oh, I stated that I'm a large woman. Well, what does that mean? What does that actually mean? It could mean you're really tall. It could mean you're big boned. Okay, there's a difference between obese and large. Okay, come on. She knows that though.
And to Zuby's point, I give you this from her TikTok.
Anyone like you an explanation, but I have PCOS, which means that I have hormone imbalances that make losing and maintaining weight impossible. There are lots of reasons that people...
Okay. Now, look, okay? Some of you are going to give me hell for this, okay? But give me a break, okay? She has a disease now. She has hormone imbalances, okay? Which is why she can't lose weight. Look, okay, the reason why Ozempic is working for so many people and why so many people are on it is because it's very simple. And I did it, go back into look at the video I did on Ozempic, okay? A lot of side effects, a lot of issues, but it's very simple, okay? It's called calories in, calories out, okay? It's plain science. You cannot overeat and then expect to be thin, all right? It doesn't work that. Hormone imbalances, yeah, you may not be, you know, an athletic build. You may not, there's things, okay, but you're not going to be obese for any other reason aside from you overate. That's how it works. Because that's all Ozempic and all of this nonsense, these pills and injections or whatever do. It takes away your appetite. So if you stop eating, you're going to lose weight. It's either going to have one or two ways. You're either going to eat less or you're going to out-exercise the calories you put in. It's pretty simple.
Can be overweight, but I don't need people in my comments saying that it's not okay to be overweight. I was raised in the 90s and early 2000s. I already know that it's not okay to be overweight in this country.
Here we go.
5Ks. I work out every single day. I close all 3 of my rings on my watch every single day, and I eat healthy.
No, you don't.
I never get sick. I'm actually the healthiest person that you probably know. I just don't look like it. Quite frankly, I don't owe anyone an explanation. But this comment is rude.
The commenter said, so I know everyone on here is sugarcoating the big picture, but let this be a wake-up call. If you're overweight, then maybe make the change for you. Don't let others make you think it's okay to be fat. And
wow.
I think,
and I love her.
So in this, she shows to
get more than like 200 views. I do write in.
Excuse me. Again, no. You don't eat healthy. Okay, you're just not. You're not eating healthy. And let me actually, I take that back. overeating is what you're doing. It's plain and simple, period. You can eat healthy and overeat, okay? All right? Some people think fruit is healthy, but if you're eating, tons of sugary fruit, like 3 bags of cherries and a whole watermelon and what, you're going to gain weight. It's called sugar. Okay, you can actually drink calories too. Are you telling me that she doesn't go to Starbucks and get a 1,000-calorie drink? Give me a break. I'm going to say she's a liar.
Right, and
I don't know where she posts the photo. Oh, I think it's the thumbnail. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, look, I'm not trying to rag on this lady specifically, but she is overweight. And Zuby makes an interesting point that I'll break down for you. I'm sorry. You can't just come out and say, I have PCOS, so I can't lose weight. I work out all the time and eat healthy. No, you don't. This kind of overweight, morbid obesity did not exist 100 years ago. It just literally did not. Now, it's entirely possible that through medical technology, people who normally would not have survived do, and now we do see more of these ailments. This is actually 100 years ago, she may have just died as a child. I'm not trying to be sick or mean or crude or crass, but we've made great strides in helping people survive. So now someone with polycystic ovarian syndrome doesn't suffer nearly the same consequences as somebody a long time ago and maybe improves survivability, but now you've got overweight people. I will respect that there are medical issues that result in people being overweight. I think one of the big challenges we face is that this country is eating a bunch of garbage. As RFK Jr. points out, we've got weird chemicals in all our food. People don't even know what half the ingredients are. Sometimes they're just vitamins, and that's fine. But sometimes they're weird petrochemicals. Why are you eating, what do we have, propylene glycol?
Exactly, Tim, okay? Why is there plastic, okay, in McDonald's food, in the buns? Okay, what lobbyists actually got that approved? Why is there sawdust in grated cheese? Why does cheese have sawdust? I mean, what are all these things we're eating? So here's the thing. She is not eating healthy. You understand what I'm saying? She's not eating healthy, okay? And yeah, look, a lot of people that should be in better shape than what they are, does the Food and Drug Administration, the industry of our food, because it is an industry now, okay, have something to do with it? Yes, of course. And, everybody can't just grow a garden and eat everything, go farm your food. No, I understand that, all right? But still, there's no way that you're sitting here telling me that girl does not eat out. I bet you she eats out daily. Daily. Okay, because maybe in her mind, eating a healthy taco or a salad with like dressing that has 3,000 calories. You know what I'm trying to say? Is that her idea of healthy? Because clearly there's some kind of misconception here on what healthy is, because she's clearly not healthy. Maybe she has beautiful skin, beautiful hair, but you're overweight, you're obese. No one is healthy obese. By the way, according to the FDA, being obese is like 30% over your body weight. So you're what your body weight should be. So we're talking about if you're supposed to be 100 pounds as a child and you're 30 pounds overweight, you're obese. It's pretty crazy. So that means almost well over half the country. I'd say 3/4 of the country are obese. Scary.
We use that to de-ice airplanes. And they're like, it's totally inert and fine if you eat it. Well, you don't have to. It's just weird. These weird, and look, people talk about seed oils and all that stuff. I ain't going to get in the nitty-gritty of seed oils, but I'm going to tell you, what is vegetable oil? Tell me, please. It's oil from vegetables. Which ones? You kidding me? How about some olive oil? Okay, if you said it was corn oil, I'd be like, okay, it's from corn. I get that. But vegetable oil is a blend of a bunch of random things. So just don't play that. I'm not playing. So you say you eat healthy, yes. But while I don't blame her for this, American food is poison. Okay, not all of it, not all the time, but largely you're buying stuff off the shelves, you're eating garbage. But let's go back to what Zuby is saying. This woman is saying, I do everything right. And don't tell me it's not okay to be fat. I know. And here it is. Guys who are overweight know they are. And they know they shouldn't be. And some of them have just accepted it. Some of them say it's hard. But as Zuby points out, he's right. People go to women all the time and they say, you're perfect just the way you are. Love yourself.
Well, that's the fault of men. That's the fault of men, okay? Men telling women they're fine the way they are because they're dating them. they're sleeping with them. Okay, you see these people with these kids, right? I mean, they didn't get pregnant alone. You understand what I'm saying here? You didn't get there alone, sweetheart, all right? So men have to start taking accountability for this problem, okay? If men in general didn't accept certain things from women, women would not be doing those said things. They wouldn't be obese. Because at the end of the day, nature, women want a man. I'm serious. I'm serious. It's the truth.
What is it? Who has those? Was it Emma Emhoff or whatever her name is? Is that her? I don't want to blame it. It's not her. She has a pair of socks called I Heart Me. And that is very much what women do. Now, it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. Not that it's a good thing, but it does. This woman is overweight, went on a date. The guy was polite and said, I'm not feeling it. I'm not trying to offend you. Have a good one. And then she's crying, saying, oh, it's so hard to date when you're fat. Look, there is a more complex reality than calories in, calories out.
No, there's not. No, there's not. There really isn't. It's calories in, calories out. Period. Okay? Because let's think about this, okay, for a second here, all right? If you're eating out, the amount of calories, like in any amount of like food, restaurant food, you know, mostly even restaurant food, right? Fast food. One meal is equivalent to probably all the calories that you're supposed to consume in an entire day. You're not telling me that people are going to McDonald's and eating just that. It's just, they're not. Starbucks. Okay, I walk by multiple Starbucks every single morning, right? There's a line in every one of them. What are people walking out with? Coffees? Not usually. We're drinking desserts for breakfast now, okay? So no, it's calories in, calories out. If you're sucking down 1,000 calories in a drink at breakfast, what do you think is gonna happen over time? So you're just gonna go get a caramel macchiato or whatever it is, and 800 calorie drink, a frappuccino, whatever the heck it is, right? And then not gain weight and question why you can't eat the rest of it. No, it's calories in, calories out. It just is. It's science. There's nothing more complex than that. If you're sick, if you're extremely ill, if you're on chemotherapy, if you're on some kind of drugs that are causing you to be sickly and bloated, there's a difference, okay, than being her. She's obese. Bloated and sick from pills and medications and things like that, that's very different from being obese, okay? What we're looking at is food. That's what she's doing. She's overeating.
And it is very silly that people say that. And I'll tell you why. Eating protein and fat are calories, and they do different things than carbohydrates do, especially different people. Carbohydrates are going to spike your blood sugar. If you eat 2,000 calories a day of just spaghetti, you get no protein. If you eat 2,000 calories of just protein, you get no fat. You got to get your macros. Now, me, I'm doing keto, so I mostly don't eat the carbs. That's just me. Everybody's different. But I take responsibility for my life. So I gained a lot of weight, and I said, okay, I guess I'll change things. And so I did. And then I said, there you go. I don't know. So not everything works for everybody the same way. But for men and women, we see this. Women will be lied to and they'll say, it's glandular. It's not your fault you're fat. And it's like, dude, there's two worlds here. One is maybe it is glandular, but it's still your choice in how you live and what you do and putting food in your mouth. If you're eating an excess of carbohydrates and working out, you will still gain weight. That's why like calories in, calories out, not so simple. Though it is still simple to say if you deprive yourself of calories of any sort, you do lose weight.
That's a fact. Okay? Yeah, you could go on and talk about macros and complicate. Yeah, okay, fine. What kind of body do you want? Do you want to be toned? Do you want to be, right? Okay, yeah, fine, your macros. Wonderful, right? But still, it's still calories in, calories out. You can't be obese and not overeat. So what he's saying is actually wrong. When it comes to being obese, there is no other way to be obese than to eating too many calories. That's it. I don't care what it is. Because listen, if you are somebody that just ate pasta every single day that was like 500 calories and that's all you ate, literally all you ate was 500 calories worth of pasta, you're not going to be obese. You might be unhealthy. You might at some point, like your blood sugar, because it's all carbs. I mean, you might become diabetic. It sounds crazy. You might, but you're not going to be obese. So no, it's calories in, calories out. We're talking about obesity here. We're talking about just being overweight. Calories in, calories out. That's it.
Make sure you're taking vitamins and talk to a healthcare practitioner or whatever. Don't take medical advice from me. Elon Musk with the ever apt, yeah. And Zuby with the peace sign. Melissa Chen responds, that said, there's a cultural dimension to this. Outside of the West, women don't coddle women. Our mothers were the first to give us the truth that we were fat, that we were stupid, the world doesn't owe us a living, that we needed to work harder. This sisterhood of affirmation where women relate to other women with fake compliments seems to largely be endemic to Western society because it places a premium on compassion. And Zuby says, yes, I am referring to Western societies, particularly Anglosphere. It's not like this everywhere. Nigerian auntie, when did you get so fat? That's right.
Now that is a fact, okay? This country, it's like all these narratives that they're pushing. And it usually has something to do with money, okay? Get it? You know what I'm saying? Control, we're still on the same, like, food chain. I mean, nothing makes sense anymore. This is a cultural thing here. It's okay for Americans to be obese. I mean, how many times do you go outside and see people that can barely walk? You think that's healthy? How do we have someone like Lizzo, for instance, right? At her height, right? Who can be that overweight and we can literally just say, you're fine. Even Adele, when she came out, you're obese. Okay? There's a ton of people and it's just fine. Fat acceptance. No, it's not fine. It's unhealthy and you are going to die at some point. You can't, your body, your bones, your structure, how can you even carry that kind of weight that Lizzo, you can barely walk. But we're going to put her in a bathing suit and naked on an album cover and tell everybody that that's okay. That's the problem with American culture. Right?
Ryan Rowley said, life actually becomes easier once you realize how hard it can be. And Zuby says, agreed. You get constant reminders. Stephen Valdez responded saying, I have learned that many women cannot handle the truth. And that this notion that they have smaller egos than men is simply not true. I can think about my ex-girlfriends who couldn't handle when I was honest with them. And Zuby responds, the people most likely to be honest to a woman are male relatives in my observation. Those who truly want the best for her but have no intrasexual competition, sexual interest, or other motives to lie. Eddie DeJamrocker says society such as...
That's where fathers come in. That's where fathers come into play. My dad, he would be like, you really want to eat that? I remember being like 13 or 12, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn. And he'd be like, are you sure you want to eat that? I mean, some of my friends would be like, God, your father is... And I'm like, no, thank God. I'm glad he tells me the truth. Seriously, why do we have child obesity right now? Child obesity is out of control. Why? Why? Because parents aren't parenting. How does a child become overweight? How? And I'm talking about children, 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, right? How? It's crazy. It's culture, because culture says it's okay. And culture. Guess what? Oh, mom doesn't want to cook. Mom doesn't want to teach. She wants to do this. She wants a selfie. Oh, how do I look? Get on my Instagram, right? No accountability anymore. Oh, my child's obese. Yeah, it's genetics. Ridiculous.
DeJamrocker says society, such as it's currently structured, relies on women being lied to on multiple levels in multiple ways. Many are not built to handle cold, hard facts. Now, other people go on to make other comments and other points here, but I will just round it out by saying this quite simply. This is generally true. Men and women lie to women. That's the reality. Guys are trying to hook up with women, and so you get the male feminist. No joke. Now, you get guys who are more right-leaning, and let's break this down. It's actually really interesting. Let's say you're a high-tier guy, whatever that means. You're a guy that is 6 foot tall, blue eyes, chiseled, fit, and you make $250,000 a year. You ain't lying to anybody because you can do whatever you want. You can have whatever you want. You've earned it. Well, your height That was God's gift to you. Congratulations. Your physique, some people just got it, but you're probably working out, of course, and you're eating healthy. And so you say, I earned it. I can have what I want. You got beautiful women, whatever. Some liberal woman comes up to you and she's fat. You say, look, ma'am, with all due respect, I'm not trying to be mean, but you're very overweight. I'm not interested in dating you. And just, oh, how dare you? It's not just about male relatives, but guys who don't need to compete because they're already winning. They'll tell the truth to anybody. And they're going to say, I can get any woman I want. Low tier men, again, whatever that means.
Now, he's totally on point with that. He's totally on point. And it's the same for women. It's the same for women. Certain women that put a lot into themselves don't need to date certain men, okay? Because they put work into themselves. So they can also get any guy they want to get, whatever that may be. You understand? It's all common sense when you really come down to it. The thing is that, you know, the government, the media, Hollywood, they all lie now. Even Hollywood, you know, this Hollywood deception, you know, these people that are supposed to be like, come on. All right. Like, there are standards to certain things like beauty and being in shape and this and that and the other thing. All right. You know, you walk into Lululemon and people aren't going into Lululemon to be a size, you know, 72. It's just not what it is. If people are in Lululemon because they want to work out and get in shape, it's a cultural thing that says, oh, Lululemon. I remember there was this big thing about Lululemon. They don't want to carry a certain size, right? And now they have to because they went to war with the owner. I mean, come on. It's like, well, if you're not working out, why are you even in the culture of clothes for working out? I'm not saying that you can't work out. It's just nothing makes sense. It's like, oh, no, you're beautiful. No, you're unhealthy. It's not about beauty or aesthetic or looks. It's about the fact that we are lying to people saying that you are healthy when you're not. It's ridiculous.
Men. Again, whatever that means, you know, I'm talking about like whether guys are considered to be tall. So you got a guy who's, I don't know, 5'6". He's thin, scrawny, squeaky voice, poor, and having a hard time dating. He's going to say whatever he has to say to get that woman. That's it. He's going to lie. And so there's a lot of these guys. Then you're going to get other women. Listen, the advantage a woman has to lying to another woman, there's a fat woman, she goes, you're beautiful just the way you are. She's taking her out of the marketplace. She's saying to that woman, don't change a thing about you. They don't deserve you. Then when she goes to the bar, that woman's not picking up guys. So the advantage for males and females is always going to be towards lying to women. Men, it's not so much as an advantage there, it's that nobody cares. If there's a guy who's small, the women are going to be like, dude, you're under 6 feet, not interested. And he's going to be like, now I know. They're telling you exactly what they think. So that's the reality on the surface.
He's right. Women do lie a lot. They do lie a lot. They'll lie. Don't ever ask a woman her opinion. Unless it's a certain type of woman that's just going to, you already know is going to tell you the absolute truth. Don't ever ask a friend, do I look good? Do I look fat? Okay? Because she's going to lie to you 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? It's just the nature of women. He's right.
That being said, there's a whole spectrum here where some people say women are lying and men are lying and whatever that means. I think when it comes to dating and things like body positivity, Zuby is correct. And that's why this woman says, I've got a glandular problem, so I can't lose weight. For real, dude? I don't buy that stuff. I knew a woman and she was like, I've got thyroid dysfunction, so I'm fat. And I'm like, do you have thyroid dysfunction because you're fat? Not the other way around? Okay, look.
And don't they have medication for that these days too? Like, they've got a medication for everything. Okay? If your thyroid is low, if your thyroid's high, I mean, there's a pill for everything. So what really is the excuse here? You know, it cracks me up because it's like, we all know that there's a lot of poison in the food, right? Here in America. Okay? You know, it's funny because, you know, you hear about people who go to like, what's a good example? Italy, right? And you'll go to Italy and they'll eat like pasta, they'll eat, you know, pizza, bread every single day for like 14 days and come back here and lose 10 pounds. on vacation eating carbs. It's like, yeah, because it's not processed. There's not all these chemicals in the food here because this country is greedy. It's all about greed, corporate greed, right? It's disgusting. And that's, again, the culture of Americans. You go to other countries, you don't see this level of obesity. I haven't traveled outside much. I mean, but come on. Everybody talks about it. But then when you see countries like, I forget what country it is, it's like, there was a good documentary about this. I forgot which one of the, Hollywood establishment, places it was, whether it was Netflix or whatever. But it was a great documentary because it showed how McDonald's went into these countries that never had McDonald's and how the people were just getting fatter and fatter and fatter. Yeah, the food.
You need to actually ask the question of your doctor. You need to do research and figure out what you are doing wrong because you are. That's the reality. You can be what you want to be. The idea that you can be morbidly obese, your body requires calories to function. Like after a couple weeks of not eating, you are withering away, and that's not healthy. Like nobody should crash diet like that. The point is, fat can be burned and can come off. You're just doing something wrong. I know this is not universally true. Some people don't have legs, and it's very difficult to work out. That I get. Some people do have legitimate glandular problems and disabilities. But I'm just saying, of so many of these people who are outright just like, I have a glandular problem, that's why I'm overweight. It's like, dude, no, you're doing something wrong. You need to figure out what works for you and how you improve yourself because it can be done. Me? Look, man, I did keto for 2 years. And I've always, I was thinking about it. I always just not a big fan of sugars and much bigger fan of fats. And so earlier this year, got a personal trainer, started lifting, and I said, I'm going to get off keto and I'm going to do what you tell me to do. And I was told to eat a lot of carbs, 200 and some odd. And I'm like, that is an insane amount of carbs. I've never eaten that much. Well, that's the macros you're supposed to do. I started putting on weight, and I wasn't putting on muscle. I was putting on body fat percentage. And I'm like, look, I was skating every day, burning about 1,500 calories, some days 2,000, intense VO2 max, super burn workouts. Then I'd go upstairs and lift until the point of exhaustion and was putting on body fat. I didn't come out and say, I must have a glandular problem. I'm gaining weight no matter what I do. I'm working out so much. I was like, I better cut the carbs down. My trainer was like, I think maybe it's just too much carbs. Your metabolism is different. And then one day I was eating a bowl of freshly made guacamole from a local Mexican restaurant. And I said, I just like guacamole more than I like flan. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a big old thing of steak with guacamole and sour cream. I said, I'll do keto again. And then there we go. And now my energy levels are higher than ever. That's me. I didn't sit here and say, it's not fair, I'm gaining weight, but working out. I was like, it's not working. I'm going to change something. And then I did.
I mean, what he's saying is so true. Okay. Now, we're not talking about obesity. See, he's not talking about somebody who's obese. He's talking about like minute thing, like, a certain body type. Like he wants to be buff. He wants to be working out, doing it in the gym. But obesity. Let's get back to obesity. It's still calories in, calories out. It's still calories in, calories out. Period. You can't become obese by under-eating. Just, even if you're taking in, let's say, 800 calories of carbs, you cannot be obese. 500 calories of carbs. She's a female. And that's all you're eating all day? You're not going to be obese. You can't be obese on 500 calories. Now, the industry likes to complicate everything. And this is what they do. They like to complicate everything and confuse everything. But you know what? People like to just use that as an excuse. You know how you're supposed to be eating. You know what's healthy. You know what's not. Okay? We know Starbucks is not healthy.
I don't know what to tell you guys. Everybody's different, okay? But I do genuinely think this idea from Zuby is actually kind of interesting.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, look. You cannot trick people. Okay, I say this in politics. I'm going to say it in life. If you are obese or extra large and you're presenting yourself with an Instagram filter, okay, to look smaller or appear smaller, or you're angling the cameras, once you show up, you are what you are. You're not going to trick a man into liking you because you have personality, okay? at the end of the day, if you're dating online, you have to present yourself as you are. Or that's going to happen. And if that happens over and over, where this woman is saying it's very difficult to date when you're large, okay? It's difficult to be fat and date. Well, guess what? If you're not happy with the outcome of your dating experience, okay, lose weight. It's very simple. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am Dubrava. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.